Hi, morning, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, March the 22nd. I'm Giovanni Betancourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. Well, the markets earlier in the morning were looking to be doing some good. The S&P was up 0.07%, and the Nasdaq was was down about 0.10% this morning. After three major U.S. benchmark indices finished the regular session higher as concerns about contagion among regional banks eased and investors braced for the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. In yesterday's trading session, Wall Street's major averages closed sharply higher, with the benchmark S&P 500 and blue chip Dow notching 1.5 week highs, and the heavy Nasdaq posting a 6 week high. Also, financial stocks continue to stage a recovery, with First Republic Bank to surge over 29% amid reports that JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon is in talks with chief executives of other big banks to stabilize the troubled bank. On the energy front, the stocks also gained ground as the price of WTI rose about 2% on easing fears about the global growth impact on potential banking collapse. Investors are likely to focus on the U.S. crude oil inventories data. Economists estimate this figure to be negative 1.565 thousand million barrels compared to last week's value of plus 1,550,000. Gold and silver prices are a bit higher. They were a bit higher early in U.S. trading. Now they are lower. But, there is our investors are actually awaiting the conclusion of one of the most highly anticipated U.S. Federal Reserve Open Market Committee meeting in years. And so gold was up right around 1943. Now it's kind of down. Also, silver prices are lower. So that will most likely put a monkey wrench into some people's tradings for today. So let's take a look at what we can see in the markets today in regards to fluctuation. Here we have the Nasdaq. It actually is looking to, it's really waiting for the open. It did uh, fluctuate a bit lower, but has recovered. So it's kind of flattish. It's kind of right in the range from yesterday's close. Well, so that should tell us that if any bad news were to come out, the market probably already discounted it. So could we perhaps see an intent to reach 13,000 later on today? That could happen. That could happen. The RSI definitely is not in overbought territory just yet. So that space could probably give us enough time, enough to for the market to reach that resistance level. So I'll be looking to go long on the indices, depending on some factors. I need to see, obviously, confirmation of a push higher. The S&P is also doing the same as the Nasdaq, so I have 40.50 as my resistance. We will most likely reach that real quick. As far as the Dow goes, that's the one that has more looking to is more positive note. It is pointing to reach the 50 marker with that tells us that it's a strong moment to the upside. When that happens, I'll be going long into the Dow. Then we have the WTI, which is pushing higher. 1050 is right, 50 cents away from the resistance point. Could that be done? Could most likely that if the figures do come out that negative. So let's see. Then we have crude oil, Nat Gas. Nat Gas was trading lower, is recovering right now, but I think Nat Gas is trading in range. Really, not much to do in there. I'm not going to be trading Nat Gas. I'll be going long on WTI. Then we have gold that is right, 1940. Let's see if it'll hold right around this area and then make another attempt to recover and go back at least to 1950. Then silver, same token, the 2250 marker is right real close to it. I'm gonna leave it and see if we could get up a trade above our resistance and making it turning into a support. If we have that throwback after the market breaks that resistance and comes back down towards it, then I'll be a buyer. Then we have copper. Copper is looking steadily to push higher, looking to stay really above 40, about 4. So that should be something that we want to be keep our eye on. The RSI is above 50, so that momentum, that impulse could probably help us. So I'll be going long in copper. Bitcoin looking to stay right around 28,000. It is overbought, so at any moment it could probably do a pullback. Then we have the euro, the currencies looking to stay around 107. 108 is a magic marker. See if that will happen. Obviously, the RSI is above 50, so momentum to the upside is favored. And then it is not obviously not into the overbought territory. The pound as well. The pound is just really in range of from Monday's trading session. So that could give us some indications that the pound could probably be looking to break above 123, and that will be helped if the dollar index continues to push lower to trade towards the 1025 marker and below. That's it for me today. Thank you and have a wonderful day.